What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Okay, I need you to think about this for a second. What would it take for Kody Brown to suddenly, out of the blue, launch a full-scale apology tour to the wives he spent years alienating? I mean, we're talking about a man who has famously doubled down on every single one of his actions. So what changes? What flips that switch? Well, according to Janelle Brown, there might be a shockingly specific reason, one that involves a 12-step program, making amends, and a secret battle he's never admitted to on camera. Stick with me, because the pieces she's putting together, they paint a picture that completely recontextualizes this entire repentance mission. Janelle sat down with her friends and recounted Kody's apology, and she was utterly blindsided by it. Their relationship has been ice cold for years. Then, out of nowhere, he's overflowing with remorse. And her mind immediately went to a very pointed question. She literally asked him, "Have you been involved in a 12-step program?" Let's just sit with that for a minute. That is not a casual question. You don't look at someone's sudden desire to make amends and jump to a 12-step program unless the signs are there. And this is where Robin Brown's fingerprints are all over the scene. She's been pushing this narrative hard, that this is about repentance, about getting right with God. But listen closely to the framing. It's not about Kody apologizing because he genuinely hurt people. It's about him apologizing so God isn't mad at him anymore. Robin's influence has shifted the motive from personal accountability to spiritual transaction. It's a scheme, and a transparent one. Kody already told Robin the real motivation. He wants Christine and Janelle to stop talking about him, to control the narrative. But once that selfish truth was out, they had to quickly wrap it in a holier-than-thou package. Now, it's a benevolent mission from God. A journey. This is master-level manipulation. Why? Because it presets the audience's reaction. If Christine or Janelle don't accept this apology with open arms, the show can frame them as bitter, unforgiving, or not understanding his spiritual journey. It paints Kody and Robin as the evolved, godly ones, and anyone who doubts them as faithless. It completely disregards the years of evidence Christine has, that Kody is a documented liar, obsessed with his public image, who used money and access as punishment. And let's be brutally honest, if this apology was sincere, it wouldn't be happening on a reality TV show for a paycheck. The very act of filming it strips it of all authenticity. Now, Janelle was smart enough to see through this. She set a crucial boundary: Robin could not be present. And for good reason. Every time Robin has been a fly on the wall during a Kody-Janelle blow-up, she inserts herself. Remember the infamous fire pit scream fest? Kody is berating Janelle, and Robin is just chirping, "Stay, Janelle, stay." He doesn't mean it. It's grotesque. It's like she gets a charge out of watching him go off on other women. So Janelle kept it one-on-one, and even then, the apology was so overwhelming, so oddly intense, that she said she needed hours to decompress afterwards. And her brain kept circling back to that one thing: a 12-step program. Think about why that's so significant. Janelle has first-hand experience with addiction through her son, Garrison. She knows the patterns. And one of the core steps in programs like AA is making direct amends to people you've harmed. So her question isn't random gossip. It's a diagnosis based on observable behavior. Let's connect some dots ourselves. In that period, Kody often appeared on camera with bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a general demeanor that sparked endless "is he drunk?" comments online. He constantly talks about going for beers, even telling Christine and David to suck their beers down before his big news. He denies drinking, but the evidence piles up. Janelle's question pokes a massive hole in the curated mission from God storyline. It suggests a far more grounded, gritty reality, that this apology tour might be a required step in a recovery process he's too prideful to ever admit to. And that pride is key. Admitting to a problem with alcohol would be a huge blow to his ego and against his religious principles, even if he claims he's not religious anymore. So Janelle is essentially asking, are you finally in treatment? She's exposing the potential root cause, not just the performative effect. Now, let's contrast Janelle's confused but measured reaction with the total car crash that was the Christine and David meeting. Buckle up, because the second Kody walked in, the weirdness dial was turned to 11. First, he's obsessed with claiming he invited David. He says it over and over. I invited him. He needs everyone to know this was his idea, his gesture of respect for their marriage. According to him, a man shouldn't speak to a married woman without her husband present. Okay, sir, is it 1854? The glaringly obvious truth is that Christine invited David because she doesn't trust Kody. She didn't want to be alone with him. Her last memories of him are of a man who was verbally abusive, physically intimidating, and outright threatening. David was her safety net, her buffer. But Kody has to reframe that as his own magnanimous gesture. It's a power play, and a pathetic one. And Robin, she's buzzing in his ear the whole time, obsessed with why he's really doing this. She knows the original motive, to shut down the bad press. So she's coaching him to sell this joint responsibility angle. She tells him it's a joint responsibility, which is just code for, this isn't all your fault, and if they don't accept it, that's on their journey, not your apology. It's a preemptive excuse. They're setting the stage so that if this blows up in Kody's face, the audience will think, oh, Christine just isn't spiritually evolved enough to accept it. It's so transparent. Robin doesn't view Janelle as the same level of threat. But Christine, the wife who left, found blazing happiness, and took the public's affection with her. Christine is the ultimate threat. This apology isn't for Christine's benefit. It's a targeted strike at her narrative. So he finally sits down with them, and the atmosphere is thicker than cold molasses. It's painfully awkward, and Kody launches into a speech. He apologizes for being angry. He apologizes for the struggles. He says he wants her to be able to heal. And right there, that's the ego talking. When Christine calmly responds with, it's in the past, you can see the flicker of annoyance on his face. He wanted gratitude. He wanted her to say, thank you for this healing gift. Because in his mind, he's the key to her closure. He's implying, you can't truly be happy until I apologize. But hello, she's been gone for over 4 years. She's remarried to a man who is her obvious emotional rock and a fantastic stepdad. She has built a beautiful, healthy life. She is healed. His apology is like bringing a glass of water to someone who already has a full well. It's irrelevant. And the fact is happening while they're tangled in a custody and child support battle over truly. It makes the timing feel predatory and disingenuous. Then he drops this line. Well, if I wouldn't have screwed up, you wouldn't have gotten this. Hold on. Rewind. He's claiming that her happiness with David is a direct result of his failure. That's not an apology. That's a backhanded compliment to himself. It completely erases Christine's own agency. She didn't leave because he screwed up one time. She left because she chose herself after years of neglect. He would have been perfectly content leaving her in that miserable state forever. But the moment, the truly unforgivable, cringe so hard you vaporize moment, is still coming. You have to stay till the end for this, because it's the part you won't believe. He says, and I quote, I apologize for saying I never loved you. That I was angry and that wasn't cool. I used to love you. I need everyone to just imagine the camera panning to David Woolley's face in that second. What do you even think in that moment? The sheer audacity. To sit across from a woman's happy, devoted husband and say, I'm sorry I told the world I never loved your wife. It's not an apology. It's a re-insult. It's dragging that old, painful lie into her new, happy living room. It's insulting to Christine, but it's a profound disrespect to David and their marriage. And you can see Kody instantly knows he messed up. His face changes, because everyone with a functioning moral compass knows you don't say that. That chapter is closed. The current issues aren't about love declarations from 2019, they're about present-day issues like how he treats his kids and pays child support. Christine's reaction here is actually proof of how little power he has left over her. She basically shrugs. It's a whatever, you say a lot of things vibe. Because she knows he's not apologizing for what actually matters, for the neglect, the cruelty to her kids, the abandonment. He's apologizing for the soundbite, for the thing his kids are mad at him for saying. He's doing PR repair on his quotes, not soul repair on his actions. And then he has the nerve to be annoyed that David is there. He mutters that David wants to be part of the conversation, but isn't giving an apology himself. The lack of self-awareness is staggering. You wanted him there to respect the marriage, Kody, and then you instantly disrespect that very marriage with your words. You can't have it both ways. Next week's preview shows this all coming to a head. David finally confronts him, and I am here for it. It's going to highlight exactly why this whole performance fell apart. Kody went to Janelle first because, on some level, he knew that would be easier. He knew she'd be politically cautious, emotionally confused, and need time to process. It was a safe rehearsal. But Christine, he knew she wouldn't fall for it. And now the show wants us, the audience, to see her measured, unfazed response as her not taking it seriously. But let's flip that script. Her reaction doesn't show a lack of seriousness. It shows a profound lack of investment. She's not holding a grudge about the "I never loved you" line because she's truly moved on. The grudge she might hold is about real, tangible harms, the ones he's not apologizing for. That's the core of this. Kody Brown is a proven liar, a proven abandoner. He's been cruel to her children and neglected his responsibilities as a father and partner. Those aren't feelings, they're facts on the record. Christine doesn't need to heal from facts. She's simply living her life after them. His apology is a pebble tossed into the ocean of a life she's built, and it's just irrelevant. So we're left with two starkly different pictures from the wives. Janelle is back at square one, doing the hard emotional math, connecting dots about addiction and amends, asking the tough, uncomfortable questions. Her takeaway is, are you in a 12-step program, Kody? Is this about treating a problem? And Christine's takeaway is the ultimate power move. It's essentially, dude, why are you even bringing this ancient history up in front of my husband? One is questioning his journey. The other is dismissing its very relevance. And that, right there, is the magnificent humiliation of it all for Kody. He planned this grand, televised redemption arc, wrapped it in spiritual talk, and tried to control the narrative from every angle. But he was completely unprepared for two very human, very real reactions: intelligent skepticism and graceful indifference. His performance was designed for a dramatic audience reaction: tears, forgiveness, a music-swelling moment. Instead, he got a therapist question from one ex and a polite, "Okay, moving on" from the other. He wasn't just rejected, his entire script was ignored. The mission from God? The journey of repentance? It landed with a thud because the people he was performing for have already written their next chapters, and he's not in them. So what's your verdict? I want to hear all your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think Janelle onto something with the 12-step theory? Or is this purely a Robin-guided image rehab strategy? And what did you really think of that apology to Christine in front of David? Was it as cringe-worthy as it seemed? Or was there a shred of something real in there? Let me know everything you're thinking below. The conversation with this community is the best part of making these videos. If this deep dive into the Brown family drama gave you that "yes, exactly" feeling, then do me a huge favor. Smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the bell notification. That way, you never miss one of our breakdowns. We're here every week, cutting through the reality TV noise to get to the real story. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.